the other questions I've been getting a lot is, where are deals dying? So where are they dying in the sales process, and has this changed from before the crisis? So we have two different doors we can go down. So door number one is a feature called Opportunity History. This has been turned on in your system and available for years. There is no required setup, and there are some special features that are available. Door number two is a feature that does require some setup. You can see here Opportunity Field History. And if your head isn't spinning from having all these different variations, you know, Salesforce over the years has given us a new feature, and a few years have gone by and they've given us another new feature, and they've given us more features, and they've kind of piled up as the years have gone by. So we do have some good choices, but it does take some time to figure out what these are. This one requires activation. You have to go into setup and turn on a feature to be able to use it. You also need some time to go by. And this is why I'm going to suggest that we use door number one for this, because there's no special setup required. So we're going to go create an opportunity report. We're going to choose this custom report type, Opportunity History. And what we can do with that is do something like this. So we've skipped ahead a few steps, and we're looking at a dashboard. The chart on the right is showing us the percentage of deals dying from a particular stage since the start of COVID. So we're seeing deals dying at the qualification stage. They're just not getting much further than that. Prior to COVID, and this is the sort of the marker that I've been using is the quarters, Q2 and Q1, but you could identify it more precisely. Prior to COVID, we're seeing the negotiation stage, the proposal stage. That's where more deals are dying, and that seems to make sense. Something's changed in our sales process, and now the question is, well, how do we go do this? So I mentioned we want to leverage the Opportunity History report type, and this report type has some special superpowers to it that I want you to be aware of. So Salesforce automatically logs changes to stage, close date, amount, forecast category, and probability. So we know that they're doing that. What Salesforce also gives us is they give us some special columns we can take advantage of, such as the from stage, stage change, stage duration, close date to, last modified. We can see the from stage changed from to. So there's a couple of different things that we can do here. And we can use these as columns. We can use them as filters. We can use them in groupings. So in this case, what I'm using is this special field. Well, what was the value before? I know the value now. The value now is that the deal is dead. It's closed lost. So I put that in my filter. So the value is closed lost. I've also put in my filter that there was a stage change equals true. So the current value is closed lost. The stage change is true. I have another column I can take advantage of, which is the last stage change date. So I'm using that in my filter, saying it's in this time period. And then what I'm doing is I'm grouping on the from stage. So this is what it was before the stage changed, and it was prospecting, or it was qualification, etc. Now I've done one extra thing here. I've layered on another summary formula because I'm more interested in the percentages than I am in the total number. You could just do this with the record count, but I think it's kind of cooler to do it with percentages. And so there's one extra step here, which is to add a summary level formula onto that report. And I've got the example here. The percentage deals dying from, and the output type is %. And I've just written a formula here that uses a parent group val function. So you thought you were just going to have a lazy Wednesday afternoon. Now we're getting into the really deep end of the swimming pool. I don't see a lot of people using this function, but it's super valuable. So we're going row count divided by parent group val of the row count. So basically what this is doing is saying, if I have 50 deals that have closed lost, and this has 5, that's going to be 10. So 5 into 50, 10% of that total. So that's what this math is doing here on that summary formula column. I always get really excited to use these parent group val and pref group val functions.